Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Today, I want to talk about um, some apps, some banking apps that I use. Um, just want to give people an idea of banking, saving, online banking mostly. There's about 3 or 4 apps that I use. I'm gonna give you at least 4 of them. Let me see how many I got. I'll give you about 4 or 5 of them. One of the first apps that I started using when I first started online banking was Capital One 360. A couple years ago, probably in 2016, Capital One was giving out good interest rates. We got to talk about interest rates and all this stuff too in the future. Capital One was giving out good interest rates at the time. So interest rate, let's say you got $100, the interest rate is 4%. So your $100 can turn into $104. That's how interest go. You leave it in there for a month, your $100 would become $104 at a 4% interest rate. So if your interest rate is 2%, your $100 would become $102. If you got $10 in there, your interest rate, $10 would be not $2, 20 cents. Is it 20 cents? I think it's 20 cents at 2%. So it's almost like half. Let's say it's 50% interest rate. Your interest rate would be 50% on $100 is $150. 50 divided in half of 100 is $50. So I'll talk about interest rates at another time. But that's how I got started with Capital One 360 online banking, because that's when I started the Money Challenge. I got a group on Facebook called the Money Challenge Group, and that's where we talk about, that's where we don't talk about anything. We just save money. I send out reminders every Friday to save some money. I'm sure a couple of people are part of that group already. Money Challenge Group on Facebook. Every Friday, I remind people to save $10, $20, $25, or $50 or whatever. So, or you can save $5, you can save $13. I don't care what you say. But every Friday I send that out to my people twice a day on Friday, to be exact. So that's where I started with the online banking from Capital One. Then Capital One, they started lowering their interest rate. I'm like, I'm not getting no money off of my money or letting them borrow my money, because that's all banks are doing is borrowing your money. So they should be paying you to hold your money. So you got to learn how to beat the banks by finding the best interest rates. That's how you beat the banks. If you let them hold $100, you want your $100 plus something. Give me $2 back. I don't care, but it's better than what I started with. So that's what interest rates are all about in that sense. We can talk about interest rates for when you buying cars. Some people buy cars and the interest rate, or you buy a house and the interest rate is at 6%, 8%. That means you owe the bank money because you're borrowing from them. So savings accounts, most of the time you're letting them borrow money. But when you buying a car or a house and you finance it, they are letting you borrow money, so you got to pay them. That's what interest rates are all about. So I always try to find the lowest interest rate when I'm buying something. But when I'm saving something, I want the highest interest rate. This is the one-on-one coaching I can do with you guys and sit you down and show you some stuff. But anyway, Capital One was one of my first online bank accounts. Then that's app number one. Then I got into another one, which was Marcus-Goldman. Now they kind of call it just Marcus, but it's Marcus-Goldman is a emblem, a think it's blue with a M on it. I don't know if I got it on his phone. Let me see if I got it on his phone. Yeah, here go Marcus. This is Marcus. I know it looks backwards, but that's Marcus. What do it show? Yeah, that's Marcus. Um, Marcus had a good interest rate, so I transferred some money over to them and started an online banking relationship with them as well. So I got Capital One, I got Marcus, then my credit card, I got a Discover credit card that I use for all my stuff, but that's another story. But Discover card has also Discover Bank, and I also use Discover Bank. Let me see if I can find that app. Boom. This is Discover. I use Discover Bank because they had a good percentage at one time, and I was saving money with them as well. I was using them as well. And so I just named 3 online accounts. I'll use Capital One, I use Marcus, and I use Discover. This is my Discover one. You can't see the amount. I think is $275. I kind of took my money out of here, put it in Marcus because Marcus has the best overall interest rate. So I know it might look backwards to you guys. I'm not sure, but this is Discover. So I got Capital One, Marcus, and Discover card with what is called Discover Bank. Discover Bank, Marcus-Goldman, and Capital One as my financial apps that I use. One of the last ones that I'm gonna tell you, but I got a couple things to tell you. One of the last ones is my favorite one, and all the apps are basically the same, but their interest rates might be a little bit different. So shop around for that. Where you want to put most of your money. The more money you got in a online account with a good interest rate, the more interest you'll get off that money that you got saved in there. So always look for the big dogs. This is my last one, Ally, Ally. This is my favorite because their interest rates are always high. So I use them the most right now between them and Marcus, because Capital One percentage kind of went down. Discovers kind of went down, but Ally and Marcus, because I think they're only online banks. They don't have no brick and mortars, as we call it, which is like physical banks that you can walk into. Ally and Marcus is best online for me. I think it's some other ones, but that's a different story. So those are the 4 financial apps that I use: Ally Bank, Capital One 360, Marcus-Goldman, and Discover Bank. I use those 4 for my finances. I'm gonna give you some other apps that I use to budget. One of my favorite one is Mint, Mint. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Mint. This is Mint. Ooh, I don't want to show you too much, but this is Mint. Let me see if I can go it. This is Mint, and Mint will show you your wealth, which is your, what you call it? What kind of wealth is it? Your net worth. Your net worth. That's right. Your net worth. Mint will show you that. I don't want to show you guys because I don't want nobody to be thinking I'm rich or something. I'm not rich at all. In Mint, with Mint, you just put in all you gotta have some online accounts. So your water bill, your cable bill, your car payment, your credit cards, the bank that you send your direct deposit from your job. Put all those onto Mint, and Mint calculate all the stuff. Then it is, with your bank card, how you swipe your card to get McDonald's, Popeyes, how you go to the package store and get your drinks or whatever. Mint will track all that stuff and help you with a budget, or the grocery store, Walmart, all those places. Mint will track your stuff. I'm trying to see if I can find something with that stuff on it. This is kind of my stuff. I don't know if you can see it, but it shows all my transactions, and that's fine or whatever. Um, and just say, wow, you spent a lot of money on fast food. Like for me, I think they give me a budget of like $40 for fast food. Like you only can spend $40. I don't know if it's a week or a month. Might be a week. Might be a month. I'm not sure. I don't really eat fast food, so you won't see a lot. Anyway, most of my stuff is grocery stores. I go to Aldi's, I go to Price Chopper, and I go to Walmart. That's where I buy my food to do my own food preparations or whatever. So that's what I do with my Mint app. So Mint is very, 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 very good. I would suggest that to any and everybody. Um, One of the last apps that I want to talk about is Personal Capital. Personal Capital is sort of like Mint, but Personal Capital covers the stock market a little bit, like your 401ks, or you might have a brokerage account where you trade stock or whatever. I don't know if I got a Capital One on this phone. Um, Not Capital One. Personal Capital. It's two different things. Personal Capital. Do I got Personal Capital? I don't think so. But anyway, yeah. So get you Mint, get you Personal Capital, and also get you a Cash App. Cash App is important. People, when you want to make transactions with people, like last year when I was selling those Stovall reunion shirts, it was so much easier to do it through Cash App. Just make the transaction. You don't have to have, oh, do you got change for 20 and all that stuff or whatever. Just get Cash App. I don't know why people don't, but I know people got other financial stuff that they may be high, and they don't want child support people to come after them and all that other stuff. So understand that. My last one. I'm glad I saw this one. Credit Karma. You got to get Credit Karma. This is Credit Karma. Get Credit Karma, and they will just show you your credit scores and stuff like that. So get Credit Karma. That's a good one. It should have logged me in automatically. I shouldn't have to be. I should have the fingerprint thing going on. But anyway, yes, get Credit Karma. This is the login stuff for Credit Karma. Log into Credit Karma or Credit Sesame. I got so much stuff to tell you guys about Credit Sesame, Credit Karma, which are basically the same thing. This is if you want to, know your credit score. Goes up and down, shows you what's going on with your credit scores or whatever. So get Mint, MINT, Personal Capital, Credit Karma, and Credit Sesame. I'm trying to find Credit Sesame. See if I got it on this phone. I don't really use this phone. It's an Apple phone. I got this free, so I just took it anyway. So yeah, for your banking, Ally, Capital One, Marcus-Goldman, and Discover. Use any of those or all of those. And for your budgeting and watching what you're spending, which is budgeting, you want to get Mint, you want to get Personal Capital, you also want to get Credit Karma, you want to get Credit Sesame. Credit Sesame is another one like Mint, but I prefer Mint over Credit Sesame or Credit Karma. Credit Karma is good for your credit score. I know I'm all over the place, but bear with me. I'm doing this off the dome, kind of. So we're going to do Mint, Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, Personal Capital. Those are all for budgeting. Then we're going to do Ally Bank. We're going to do Marcus. We're going to do Capital One, 360. And we're going to do Discover Bank as your savings accounts, your online savings account, where you can't go to the store. You can't go to the physical bank and take out money on the spot. When you put money in, let's say Capital One 360, when you put money in, you can't take it out for 2 or 3 days at a time. You got to wait 2 or 3 days before it can transfer back to you. So that's a good thing. It gives you time to think about, do I really need this money or whatever? And then you have your own personal everyday savings account, whether it's Bank of America or M&K or whatever that bank is. I'm not dealing with it. Or you use Santander as your regular banking account or whatever. Those are your main accounts, and then you transfer your money out to these online accounts so your money can stay there a little bit longer. But that's about it for my apps. Ally, Capital One, Marcus, Discover, Mint, Personal Capital, Cash App, Credit Karma, Credit Sesame. Those are the ones you use to do your transferring and stuff and watching your credit score. Like I said, I can go through this with you one-on-one, $20 an hour. I can set you all up as much as we can within that hour. If it takes longer, we gotta pay more. But that's what I'm down with. And if you want to do that, let me know. Holler at me in the comment section. Of course, you know I'm in the Hartford, Connecticut area. This isn't long distance stuff. Maybe we can do some stuff over the phone. I don't know. But share this video, like, subscribe, wait for another one. And you guys have a wonderful day. And I'm out.